A statement and a question.
Okay.
Pardon my voice, I'm losing it. I've been on the phone for days, trying to take care of community stuff and talking to a lot of these guys. First, I'd like to say, I know Brother Gary and Mrs. You guys came in a little bit late. I wish you were here in the beginning, because all these guys have done an excellent job answering the questions. It's going to be a hard decision to make. I want you guys, I can't do it because I'm on the camera, but a round of applause for all of them because they've done a good job. More importantly, because I am videoing, this will be going on social media. And I have been filming everyone in the room for a reason. I want everyone to give you guys a round of applause for being here today. Because this is the most diverse room I've ever seen. And I've been to meetings 2-3 times a week. Usually I'm the only minority in the room. And one thing I've heard you guys say, and I've said it for years, I can't change the color of my skin. So when I walk into a room, most of the people assume I'm just there for the Cape Verdeans. I happen to be Cape Verdean. I won't apologize for that. But I do speak for everyone when I speak. I feel you. I feel you, Shalom. I went to Shea, and I wanted to go back to what you have described. It doesn't matter who wins in color, right? It matters the mentality, the demographics having to be understood. When we talk about the guys in the room didn't show up, it's the government. It is the administration that has this city separated. This room shows you that they are here because they want to hear from all of you. Not only do we have, and I'm not going to go into like any pettiness, but not only do we have members of this panel that didn't show up because they are puppets to an administration. I'm sorry, those who don't know me, I'm very blunt. We have some members of the community that walked in here in the beginning that are no longer here. And I'm not going to point anybody out because this type of conversation does make them uncomfortable, which is why I'm so happy to see so many of you stay this long. It gives a lot of us community leaders hope that there will be some type of unity amongst the community and the leaders, regardless of anybody who wins, because there is racism. I'm not gonna lie. I've experienced it. I've been a victim of it inside the city hall, inside the police department. So this gives everyone hope. So that was my statement. Now I'm going to move on to my question. When it comes to the school committee, we have the same problem going on over there. We have a very one-sided chairperson who has decided that he will not answer to the council, voters, taxpayers, parents. I have him on video saying it. He will not answer to any of you. What are you going to do once you're on? Because I'm hoping all of you will fill those seats. But what are you going to do to help change that where the school committee members, no matter who wins, hopefully some of them will stay because they're backed by the union. We know how that works. That's a clique that is going to be a hard one to break because they're all backed by the administration plus the union. But going forward, how can we ensure that even the school committee will at least answer to the council? Because they're saying right now, they're not answering to nobody. They're going to do what they want, how they want it, when they want it, and they're not answering to even you guys. The council that's there now has tried. Rodney knows, he's been there several times. They have called them in, and they refuse to come. In the budget, we've got $576,000 right now missing from the school budget. I've been saying that for over a year, and the council can't seem to find it, and the school committee can't seem to answer for it. So here we are going into a new year. More money has been added to that number. So what are you going to do when, and if you win, to address that situation? Because if education is what I'm hearing from everyone in the room, well, we have a serious problem in the school committee because the separation and the money issues are starting from the top. It's not the teachers, it's not the parents, it's definitely not the students. It's coming from the superintendent who needs how many assistants now? She up to
Three. Well, she's got at
four.
least two. I think she's got three now.
Yeah, she needs so much help, but she, what's getting done? Then you've got a school committee that only answers to Jay Shaba. What are you guys gonna do to back us, taxpayers? I'm a taxpayer. I'm an advocate. I'm an activist. I'm a mother, and I'm a voter. But I can't get no answers from these guys because they're telling me they don't answer to me or you.
So
What are we gonna do to change that?
I can answer. So, there's great things happening in the school, but, I'm one of them people, when there's kids getting raped in our school, we're losing kids, they're dying, but they're right here in the Pawtucket School Department. Something gotta change in the school committee. Something gotta change in the administration level, okay? Because one life lost in the city of Pawtucket should have been enough for us to invest to go full force at making sure that our kids are safe. So the way that I think at addressing the school committee problem is, for one, supporting the right people that are running right now and supporting the right candidates. And I am one person who, I need the candidates and people working in the administration, like I said, who are not scared to get from behind their desk and go into the community and really figure out what's going on and really deal with the real issues that we're having. We get a rape case and people run away from it. Nobody wants to talk about it. Everyone's pointing fingers. When we really just need to learn from that situation and make sure that it never happens again. Okay, figure out how this happened and what are we gonna do to make sure that our kids are safe, that we're not losing kids, and that they're learning in a learning environment. And it's only gonna work if we're putting people who's not going with this clique,
30 seconds.
Well, speaking of quick, I'm just gonna answer that real quick, is that not only two of the candidates that are not here today are puppets to the administration, two of the candidates, and I will name them, it's gonna be Vasquez and Arusian, have been named in rape cases. So that's probably another reason why they're not here, because they can't even answer, because they haven't even answered to the court about what happened with that. So when we say change, no,
who you should be voting for, who you should
Right.
not be voting for.
Right,
at the
for
end
those
of the
that don't
day.
know.
And I'm not gonna say that they're responsible for a kid getting raped, but at the end of the day, we need more advocacy, okay? And we need people who's gonna wanna put in the work to make sure that our kids are safe. I don't know, no one's gonna learn in an unsafe environment at all. The teachers ain't able to teach, the kids ain't able to learn, nobody's gonna get nothing done in an unsafe environment. And so if we can focus on making sure that the people who we are putting in the school committee and working in our schools really, really, really have an investment in our kids. If you're not willing to put in the extra, you just wanna go through your job description, then I don't think there's room for you in our city. We need people who want to do the extra, who is willing to go outside of their norms to get the job done.
All
So.
right, thanks, Melissa. Let's go next.
Down the end,
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I don't know Chairman Charbonneau personally. I do wish that two of the members that actually have a voice on the school committee, as just one is an elected official on the school committee now, and one is a former chairman, so they could educate me, because unless it's changed in the last 8 years, the school committee answers to city council, because the city council cuts off the checks to pay off their bills. That was a contentious fight between us when I was the chairman. But unless things have changed in the last 8 years, the school committee chairman has to answer to the city council and to the administration. So you got to call him in, and maybe you have to remind him of what the charter actually states. But two of the members on here to tell me if it's actually changed in the last couple of years.
well, part of my question was that they have been called in by the council,
But
and
they-
they will not show up. So it's the
but they have
council
to.
not holding them accountable to show up, because we've showed up.
Yep.
It was with the lunch shaming, because
Oh.
the community showed up. They didn't show up because there were discrepancies in the budget, in the numbers, so they said they weren't gonna show up. And the council could have demanded they come in. Instead, the council president said, all right, you don't have to come in anymore. So we showed up, and it was already rescheduled or just dismissed.
Well, as somebody, I don't want to speak for the five of us up here, but obviously we are showing to you, the voters, and to everybody, we will show up. We'll show up even when we're told it might not be a good idea to come to this forum. We still showed up. So I obviously will give you that, that's how I will conduct myself on the city council. And I give you my word, that's one of the things I will be promoting on the city council and making sure that the school committee works with us because they have to work with us. We pay their bills.
Thanks, Jim. Rodney?
Yeah, I began this because of the security of the kids, the lack of the security for our kids at our schools. So I ran 2 years ago for city council, and right after the election, when I was coming out of City Hall, I had one of the Democratic powers to be come to me and offer me a seat on the school committee. They said, if you run Democrat, we'll put you on the school committee. Of course, I just walked away, and I'm saying to myself, gee, I thought that was an elected position. But that's how the arrogance and the power that they believe they have. And they do, unless you guys get out there, and we need to get the minority, we need to get the kids to vote, and understand you don't have to vote Democrat. I'm sorry for the Democrats, but you don't have to. You've got to vote for the person, for who's going to do right. As far as the school, why I refuse that, instead run for city council, because the city council controls their budget. That's the key. City council controls school committee budget, so you have plenty of influence. The problem is the school committee, the city council, the mayor, they all have lunch together, they all go to their little meetings together, and they have a little dinner together, and one lies to the other one denies to the other one, and they listen to their crap, to each other's crap. We need change, but that's how you do it. We control that budget. And that's why I didn't run for school committee, and instead, I'm running for city council.
All right, thanks, Rodney. Manuel or Jamie, who would like to go?
Sure. Again, I think if the city council is, at the end of the day, cutting the check and approving the budget, the city council should be requesting more justification for how those dollars are spent, and people should be accountable to come in and tell us how those dollars are being spent and report out on progress, right? As far as people being summoned to meetings and not showing up, I mean, take that as a token of what their character is. And again, I'll echo something that Jim just said, take that as a token of who is here and who is not here. The other thing I will say is, please look into the track records of the candidates that are running, not just for council, even though, please look into the ones for council, because you'll find that there are many of us who are qualified, and we would never have a chance because we're not endorsed by a political party or by an administrator. But look at our track records, look at what we've achieved, look at what we plan to do, read up on us, also read up on the other people who aren't here, because even though they're not here, they still deserve you to do your research on them and to decide if those are the voices you want representing you. I guarantee you some of the folks who are not here will start sending you mailers if they haven't sent them to you already. They'll start asking you for money. They'll campaign aggressively in the Valley Breeze. But will they talk to you if they are not in this room? If they don't like the questions you're asking, they won't. Take that as a dose of the integrity of the people sitting around here. Again, I do not agree with everyone sitting around the table on everything. We will have differences in opinion, but we have shown that we can at least show up together and collaborate on building off of each other's ideas in a way that others are not doing.
10 seconds.
I just want to add that I too decided to run for the city council. I thought about running for school committee as someone who works in a school, but I decided to run for city council because I thought that I would be able to impact change from the city council level. I think it's important to hold people accountable, whether it is one entity to the other, and I also think it's important for us to collaborate and work together. The lunch shaming fiasco that happened, that was a shame for the whole city. And that more people didn't get involved. I followed all of the work that a lot of community activists, local and from other towns, did here in Pawtucket. And it's important that we do have advocates within our school committee who are going to advocate for children and education. So whether we may not have the perfect candidate pool now, there are some great candidates. More people need to run, and we need to support good candidates. Thank you.